But Jeremiah is not very popular. But he has written a book that is as long as almost as Isaiah. So he must be at least equivalent to Isaiah. Jeremiah comes from a very, what you call, complicated situation in the history of Israel. Let me put them up.
Para penalya ulit ah.
I'll give the background so at least we know who this guy is.
Ito siya.
Well,
He's a good friend of mine.
yeah, you see, if you come
Init, sarap.
Judah,
Brother pa.
that's where he came from. Yeah, please, thank you.
Palagay
That's
mo.
where he came from.
Baka makalimutan.
That's the southern kingdom, Judah. The northern kingdom, Israel, is somewhere here. And the unity of the Israelites was broken into two, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. And Jeremiah came from here. And at that time, the history of Israel was being torn by two empires. The Assyrian Empire and the Babylonian Empire. Babylon. Yeah. The Assyrian Empire. At the same time, Israel was in exile. So the whole country, the country that Jeremiah is representing, is broken. It's that's why sometimes Jeremiah was called the prophet of doom. Yeah, it's a very sad situation of Israel when torn between two empires at the same time.
Kala ko.
In other words, the influence of the Assyria to Israel, and at the same time the influence of Babylonia to Israel. And Jeremiah, he is a priest, all right, coming from the Levites and Benjamin groups of Israelites who are dedicated to be priests. And God, at the same time, was, I think, punishing Israel. Why was Israel being punished at the time of Jeremiah? Because they were influenced by the people that are pressing them, the Assyrians and the Babylonians. They are idolaters. So they become also idolaters. They worship idols. And of course, that's the number one thing that God don't like. Israel was sinning. And so, what will I do? He said, now, I'm calling you, I will send you to the people of Israel who are in trouble. So, why all this trouble that's going on? God will call someone by the name of Jeremiah, become a prophet to these people who are torn because of the powers that are ruling them. You know, when your country, our country was under Spain 300 years. Israel was under these king empires, this empire, Assyria, Babylonia, and the third one is
Medea.
What is in here?
Medea.
The country that's in here now,
We
Iran.
don't even know what Babylonia is now.
Oh, Babylonia, Iraq.
Iraq.
Mm,
And Syria
really?
now is
Syria is
no, it's not. It's the north.
Syria is
North.
Syria. Assyria is
Really?
Syria.
Oh,
Still Syria.
Syria, Lebanon here,
Turkey.
Syria here, Turkey here, and this media, this another empire. This is the Persian. Iran is here. This Persian empire. So Israel, poor country, torn by empires. Mabuti na lang, meron tayong mga kaibigan. At the time of the Assyrian, God was, remember who he was calling? Jonah. What did Jonah do when God was calling him to go to...
he went the other way.
Yeah! he took that, he ran away. He went into the ship, into the boat. And the people in the boat said, oh, somebody is in our boat that is giving us problem. So they searched who was in that's giving them a problem, and they found out Jonah. And when they found out Jonah, what did they do? They threw him into the sea. And Jonah was swallowed by
A big fish.
whale, a big fish. Now that's one of the stories. Why does Jonah don't like to go to the assignment that God is telling him? Because his first experience was that the Assyrians were what they call this, yung matapang, they're cruel. They were cruel people. So he knows, why am I going to that area where they're cruel? They'll kill me. So, but anyway, the story turned something in a different way. Now, these two were fighting against each other, and they are also, and one of the victim is Israel. So now you can see that this is so Jing, now that there is historicity.
Historicity.
That the calling of Jeremiah is true in history, in the history of the life of Israel. The other one too, that will the holicity. That means that there is sacredness. The calling of Jeremiah is very sacred according to God. Oh, so now Jeremiah, being a priest and a prophet, is having a hard time doing his job because of the country being torn by the empires that are quarreling also for power. You know who is the guy who was leading Babylonia before as a king? Nebuchadnezzar. Have you heard about
Yeah.
the Nebuchadnezzar was the king here. And who were his prisoners? Daniel, Medsrak, and those who he put in jail. But you know what happened? The whole of Babylonia was converted into what you call sovereignty of God. That's why Babylonia was converted into Christian, or what we call it, people of God. And Assyria was converted, Nineveh, the capital, was converted also. There were 120,000 in Nineveh. Is that Nineveh? That right there? There were 120,000 people there. And when Jonah preached over there and brought the gospel or the word of God there, all the 120,000 were converted. So now you can see the change. They're changing. Assyria was being changed by Jonah. Babylonia was being changed by Daniel. Now, the third power, which is the Persian Empire, the one who converted these people here, the Persian Empire is almost the whole place that way.
Pastor, parang
12 provinces. And do you know who is the one who converted the people of the Persian Empire?
Esther.
Yes, yes, yes. Esther and Mordecai. You know this story, you can connect it now. So when they are, in fact, Persia was telling Israel, hey, we are very lenient to you. You can go back and forth if you want to Israel. Whatever you want to do because of Queen Esther. So God has a plan for all these things. Now, during Jeremiah, it was, let me see, some of my notes, I cannot remember all the one, just becoming old. I had some notes here. Jeremiah was very unpopular. You know what happened? Because during at that time, during those empires, Jerusalem was conquered and the temple was destroyed. So, you know, when a part of your country, the symbols of your country is destroyed, you are very sad. So Jeremiah was very sad because of the very unpopular because the destruction of Jerusalem in the temple, and he was called, Jeremiah was called the weeping prophet. Kaya kawawa naman si Jeremiah. Sa kalungkutan,
weeping prophet.
wala na siyang magawa, napaluha, napaiyak, kagaya ng kanta, palandag kung masaya. See, it's just the same thing. And there was much famine and starvation during the time of Jeremiah. Because why? People cannot plant. They don't have time because they are under empires. Paano ka makakatanim kung nandiyan na yung mga kalaban? You know, it's very hard. Life has been hard under Jeremiah. But one thing with Jeremiah is that he persisted as a prophet. Medyo tingin ng mga tao sa kanya, mahinang prophet. He does not have that much support from God. If you are like that, of course you are a very, what you call, low kind of priest or prophet. Kailangan malakas yung magpupus sa iyo. God must push it. But anyway, Jeremiah did not give up. He always asked God, what do you want me to do? Now my people are crying and they're dying and they're asking me, what am I to do with this kind of people? There are two things that Jeremiah did to Israel. He gave them a hope that even we are suffering, God will be with us all the time. That is the hope of his calling to his people in Israel, that God did not give them up, even their suffering. We are suffering all right, but it's okay. God will one day restore us, which is true. So this is the message of the calling of prophet Jeremiah, to restore the confidence of the people to God that he is with them all the time. Even they felt like hindi na tayo tinutulungan ng Panginoon. No more hope from God. He'll just let things happen because of these empires around Israel. What can you do? Big, 3 empires. But then God stayed with Jeremiah. Jeremiah gave the assurance that God will give them back their hopes. So, all if your country is being lost and you seem to feel that the presence of God is not with you anymore, I'm sorry. You see this wide place, and that is Israel, a small place
Mhm.
with all these big kingdoms and empires.
Only Israel was left
Yeah,
among all of those.
yeah, but the thing with Israel, it became complicated because the influence of these empires went into their lives. They became
Godless.
yeah, idol worshippers. So what will God do?
They punished them.
Boom!
You're all deported.
Exile.
Exile.
Biro mo yung 400 years. 400 years is starting from Assyria, Babylonia, and Persia.
They were spread all over.
So Jeremiah kept his calling. You know, I knew you before you were formed. I knew all the number of your hair in your head. Yeah.
Kahit ma-exit, Kuya.
Wala na.
That's why
natin ibilang ngayon.
Pati yung itabi lang, Kuya.
That's why
he said he knew the number of hair in his head.
Nabawasan na. Ito, maliliit.
ano pa yung dagdag ng aking note dito?
Nakalimutan tuloy ni Pastor.
Wala, naligaw na.
While weeping, nakakatawa naman ito.
Ngayon, puro
While as a weeping prophet, God reminded him of his prophetic commission.
Oh.
Prophetic.
Si Jeremiah was commissioned.
Propeta.
So, you know, it's different to be a prophetic preacher than a mere, what you call, preacher that take his preaching not from his commission from God, but of his own. You know, there are preachers today.
It's like the calling is
Yes.
different
Prophet
from
na may
those who
commission.
decided to
Correct,
do ministry.
correct. Yes, sir.
Kumikita.
That's what it is. And calling to become a fearless prophet in the service of God. And you know how long he did that? 40 years.
Oh my God, that's long time.
So Jeremiah is not only one who listened to God, but he was dedicated to serve God for 40 years. My God, that's a... And to Jeremiah, this is one thing with the secret of Jeremiah. God is the ultimate. Ang ibig sabihin nun, wala nang iba kundi lang ang Panginoon. Yeah.
Really?
That's it. So that give him the strength to pursue his commission. And God, his message, was willing to forgive Judah or Israel or Jeremiah, was willing to forgive, and merciful God to restore the kingdom of Israel. I think I have shared a good start for
Start pa lang.
Jeremiah.
Discussion.
Prophet.
But
Thank
Pastor,
you.
can you tell